Clearly, religion in the world today is fraught with many conflicts and dangerous tendencies. And throughout human history, religion has become something that has been altered and changed by man. I believe that all the great religions have their source in God, who sent the messengers into the world to initiate each one. But what has occurred since then, since that initial presentation, the life and the teachings of these messengers, which are so crucial in our history, what has happened to these religions? They've been changed a great deal, misunderstood, used by unreligious people to establish movements, governments, even wars. So what we have today is a very fragmented situation. Religion is just held to be ideas and beliefs, admonitions, perhaps great declarations of supremacy, as if now what God has presented over the centuries through these revelations are set in competition with each other, some of which claiming to have predominance over worldview. Of course, this has produced unending violence, repression, judgment, condemnation, so much so that many people have just tried to leave religion altogether. Either they left the religion that they were born into, or they simply never wanted to go there in the first place, saying instead, I'm a spiritual person. I'm spiritual. I have a spiritual focus or meaning in my life, but I'm not religious. As if religious means that you're tied to an institution and its theology and its system of belief. I'm here today to, I think, open a portal, open a window into a greater possibility for every one of us of experiencing what religion really is, how it lives within us and around us, how it is universal. It's not the providence of any religious body or group. It's not the providence of any generation, any race, any culture. It's not the providence of the rich and the privileged or the elite. It's something that lives within each one of us. Why does religion become what it has become over time? And even in present time, where in certain parts of the world there is real war waged in its name. And if war is not being waged, in this kind of a cold war of religion, a war of denouncement, a war of condemnation, a war of segregation, while religious minorities around the world are repressed, minimalized, or even cruelly treated. We're still living in this religion is war state, whether that war is hot or cold. It infects people's beliefs, ideas, the stability of our societies, cultures, families even. So it's everywhere around us. And for me, this is a great concern. Because for me, and what has been revealed to me over these many years, is that all the religions were initiated by those sent from the angelic presence to send a great new message, a new understanding, a new platform into the world to help become a building block of human civilization. Never intended to be competing with one another, but given at different times in different cultures, because God knows that not everyone can follow one teaching or one teacher or one scripture. It's never happened and it never will. So though people may hold strong views about what they feel is the true religion or the only religion, God has other plans. God does what works, even if it's incomprehensible to those of us on the ground. So, to see religion as building blocks of civilization, we can see its benefit to humanity in uniting people within cultures, between cultures, maintaining a higher ethic, a higher standard and morality in the world against all the things that degrade us in life, the passions that degrade us, the conflicts that degrade us, our self-condemnation, our condemnation of others, the degradation of the world, the ruined lives, the forgotten people, everything. So religion has served a great purpose in creating a counterpoint to all these things. But what most people experience in religion is the mandate, the rules, the control, condemnation, the claims of supremacy, the threat of damnation. I say to you today, these have no part in the pure religion. And I'll be speaking about the pure religion briefly with you, because I think it holds an answer to this problem. The new message of teachings reveals that we live in a greater community of life in the universe, and that the fact that we even have religion in our world is a very important and positive thing. For without it, we become slavish, secular, and inner freedom and outer freedom would become unknown to us, as it is in so many places in the universe, even amongst technologically advanced races. So to have religion is a very valuable thing, if it can be utilized and seen correctly. If it falls in the hands of the ambitious or the power-seeking, or those with cultural vendettas, or used as a tool or weapon of war, religion is spoiled, degraded. And we live in a world today where religion has been degraded and continues to be degraded by many people, even while many people seek to uphold its core and precious values and ethics. Today, I'd like to talk about what can resolve this conflict for those who are willing to open themselves to it. So I'd like to say what religion really is, at its core foundation. Not what it's been made out to be, not religion as ideology, not religion as a platform of belief, not religion as a political, social, or military tool. But what is really religion? It's how religion started in each of the messengers' lives, to bring people closer to the spiritual reality within them and around them, to create a core relationship with the divine in your own life, the divine that lives within you every moment, in a deeper intelligence which I call knowledge. God has put that knowledge there to guide you, to protect you, to lead you to a greater service and fulfillment in the world, to lead you to a life that is capable of expressing something of much greater meaning and value than what the world itself can offer alone. This knowledge lives within each one of us, waiting to be discovered. But very few people in the world are aware of it. But it's at this deeper level of knowledge, this deeper mind within us, that we have a relationship with the divine. Knowledge is not God within us, it is our connection to God. It is what responds to God and to all the forces of good in our world and beyond our world in the universe. It's our divine connection. It's there for everyone, whether you're religious or not, whether you believe in a religion or not. Perhaps you think all religions are bad, or you don't want to have any part of them, but still you are a spiritual being, because knowledge represents the immortal part of you, created beyond earth, created in all time, for all time. You know, religion is something we can't get rid of, because it represents the need for this deeper knowledge within people to express itself through their lives. You can outlaw it in a society, but people still seek it and seek to express it. Therefore, we can't get rid of religion, but we must clarify it and understand it in such a way that it seeks to be an impediment to human unity, that it ceases to be a tool of war or separation, denigration, condemnation. So religion, in its purest sense, is your relationship with the divine. It exists already. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to have an immaculate life to earn it. It's already there. It lives within you, deep beneath the surface of your intellect, the surface of your worldly mind. Can't get rid of it. You can avoid it. You can deny it. You can deny it on religious grounds or any kind of grounds, but it lives within you, waiting to be discovered. And until you discover it, you're living a haphazard life, being manipulated by people, places, and things with no certain direction, no real inner strength, no sense of purpose and destiny and value. Rich or poor, this is the suffering that attends all who cannot really feel spiritual reality within themselves. So religion, in its essence, is knowledge within you connected to your source and to the reality of life within the world and beyond the world, all at once. You can't understand it. You can't really conceptualize it. You can't really explain it to people very easily, though many try. You can express it through art and music and through great service in your life. But this exists beyond words and definitions. Something we just know, something we feel. It's in us. That's why people say, or may say, I'm spiritual but not religious. Well, if religion is really the core of your spirituality, then those two words are actually the same. To be spiritual is to be religious. To be religious is to be spiritual. The level at which I'm describing this now. So if the purpose of religion is to engage you with a deeper spiritual reality within yourself and others, then we begin to open a new door to what spirituality can mean, can feel like, and how it has probably already resonated in your own experience. There's something in you that's yearning to come forth. It's yearning to express itself. There's a deeper meaning within you. You can't imagine it. You can't create it yourself, but you can allow it to come through your life and express itself into your life. So then what is the pure religion? Pure religion is your engagement with knowledge within yourself and others, free of ideology, scripture, institutions, unless those things can help you make this engagement. This is important. Religion, teaching, or teacher that can help you gain this engagement with knowledge within you, which is your spiritual reality. And to do that in such a way that this reality is free to come forth as it will, not according to a doctrine or a structured pathway, because knowledge doesn't follow those kinds of limitations. If you're going to give people this freedom, you have to let them be free. You can't corral their life and force them to walk a narrow path. Because no religion can be one size fits all. And when that's attempted, religion becomes a yoke and harness and an oppression for the people. The pure religion is the religion that exists at the most fundamental level within you and between you and others. for everyone. No matter what kind of life you have lived, or errors you have made, or mistakes you have made, or the condition of your life, this holds true. So in the new message, Source of all life has given us a pathway to engage our worldly mind, which we have created since the day we were born, with this deeper mind and intelligence within us called knowledge. And this pathway is called steps to knowledge, or taking the steps to knowledge. It's not my creation. I could never create something this deep and magnificent. Something rare and extraordinary. But first we have some hurdles to get over. We have to get straight about religion. Because if we're not, we're going to stay cast out into the world without the benefit of having this work for us, the way it's meant to work for us. Knowledge is here to bless and guide your life. Not necessarily give you everything you want, to bless, guide, and protect your life. What else can do that? Really? Without corruption, without manipulation, without stripping you of your freedom and self-determination. And this is really what spiritual freedom means, is the freedom to experience knowledge and to follow knowledge's guidance for your life. And to use your intellect and your worldly experience to enable you to do this effectively. Here there's no running away to God or losing yourself in God or transcending the world. There is coming into the world for the purpose that you were sent. That purpose is held within knowledge within you. The pure religion is about engaging with this knowledge and allowing it to reshape and direct your life. You don't have to please God. There's no hell and condemnation. God's not going to condemn you for failing to be righteous in a world where righteousness is so ever difficult to experience. And without knowledge to guide you, live a righteous life is probably impossible. So here we have a door opening to us at a time in the world when it's so needed. So simple. Knowledge lives within me. I must build a connection to it. I must take the steps to knowledge. I begin to feel things I must do. I begin to feel things I must not do. I'm held back from certain things. I feel moved towards certain things, using my intellect to help me navigate my life. In this way, God sits in the back seat and you drive the truck or the bus. God keeps you in the driver's seat, guiding you and allowing you to utilize your worldly skills and abilities to make that navigation possible. It's a perfect plan. And it can happen within religion. If your religious teaching or leadership supports this in you and can step aside and let the freedom of knowledge express itself rather than be corralled within an ideological framework. It can happen outside of religion. We all need some structure to help us on this pathway. And Steps to Knowledge gives us this structure. And hopefully through my teaching and opportunities to be with you, I can provide wisdom and clarification and correction if needed to help you find this, stay with this pathway. Because there's so many things that can look like knowledge but really aren't. There's so many impulses within us that really are not correct or represent persuasion from other forces around us. But after a while, you begin to have a sense of what knowledge feels like a golden thread in your life. And though it doesn't walk a straight path, it walks a meandering path, like you would follow a path in climbing a mountain, for example. It's taking you here, it's taking you there, showing you this, showing you that. All the while, you're prone to make mistakes, and you will make some, but the level of knowledge these can be corrected compassionately, without condemnation, without the threat of condemnation. the focus here is so perfect because it's really not on God. It's on what God has put within you to follow. Because that is where the presence and the power of God comes into your life intrinsically within you. It's power, but it's also responsibility. For knowledge will hold you back from many things that could harm you and things that have harmed you already. And teach you how to see what is true within your life and what is not. And how to heal the wounds of the past and the mistakes in the past. If we take this out into the world at large, the pure revelation can begin to heal the wounds of religion. But it must start with individuals. It's not simply a philosophy or a set of ideas out in the world. It's a power and a movement that you're giving people. A doorway into their real inner life, their real God connection. People can make many mistakes with this, and often do. But there's still enough guidance and wisdom available to you to be able to find this and follow this successfully. If you're patient, if you're persevering. So I present to you today the newest revelation from the new message called the Pure Religion. It's available to you at no cost. I really want you to experience it for yourself. I feel it is so important in the world in healing the wounds of religion, healing the wounds of religion within people and between people, even between nations. For we cannot survive in this changing world if we're going to fight each other over God. That's completely going the wrong way with this. It's not what was intended in any of the great revelations and teachings. God seeks to unite us, but we can't really unite at the level of ideas alone, or practices, spiritual practices, or scriptures. We have to take religion to its deepest level. It has to be like the pure water that flows under the landscape of all religious teaching and institutions. The thing that really matters, the thing that saves us all. For I tell you, God does not care what religion you belong to, unless it can bring you to this deeper knowledge that God has placed within you, which is there to guide you, protect you, and to lead you to a greater life. Therefore, I'm very happy to offer to you today the Pure Religion, book of teachings. It's remarkable, it's deep. You can understand it. It will be going through a process of translation to many languages in the months ahead. For the new message now is being studied in 92 countries in the world by individuals like you. So the blessing is with us and with you. But we have to get out of the war within ourselves about religion, and the war of religion, and the mandates of religion that cease to become meaningful to you if they ever were to begin with, and see that there's an open door to the divine view of any religion, any culture, any station in life. It is for you. So I give this with blessing and respect, for the power is with us once again.